All right, we want to turn back to the presidential candidate, Ron DeSantis, who is at the Capitol here in our state right now. He's speaking, so let's go ahead and listen in live.
State that is unaccountable to the electorate, that wields power with impunity, and that ultimately is making major decisions for our country that our elected representatives aren't taking part in. We need to reconstitutionalize the federal government. We're going to wield Article 2 power to make sure that the bureaucracy is brought to heel. We cannot have these agencies weaponized against people that they don't like, and yet you've seen a massive accumulation of power in D.C., no accountability. Human nature being what it is, our founding fathers would have said, of course you're going to see that power abuse. So we're going to end the weaponization of government. You're going to have a new FBI director with me on day one. You're going to see major changes in the Department of Justice, and all these different agencies are going to become answering to the American people. The bureaucracy for far too long has imposed its will on us. Now we, the people, are going to impose our will on it, and it's about time we do that. And I'm fortunate to be able, and there's many more things we're going to do, and we're going to be rolling out. We did roll out our big military policy today in this week in South Carolina. We're going to be doing some more stuff coming up. A lot of really good stuff. We're going to continue to do it. But at the end of the day, you got to be someone that can actually get this stuff done. And what we've been able to do in Florida is everything we said that we would do, we delivered on. Voters are used to electing people that overpromise and under-deliver. I think that's kind of the standard that typically happens. Now, we made bold promises. We governed in bold colors, not pale pastels. But we not only answered all the promises, we exceeded our promises and what we were able to deliver for the people of Florida. So yes, we are now ranked the #1 economy of all 50 states by CNBC. Utah may be one in some, but bottom line is, we are the top, and on almost every indicator amongst large states, we're #1. We functionally have unemployment that doesn't even register because anyone that really wants a job can get a job in the state of Florida. We just paid off this week an extra accelerated $400 million of debt repayment. That saves us $23 million for taxpayers on interest costs. Since I've been governor, we've actually paid down 24% of our state's debt. So we have less than $17 billion as a state for an economy that's $1.2 trillion. If the federal government can manage that way, we would be riding very high, let me tell you that. So we're proud of being able to be great fiscal stewards of our state. We're #1 in new business formations. U.S. News and World Report recently ranked us #1 for education. And on all these important battles that we fought, where you have leftist ideologues trying to take over institutions, we've beaten them on things like ESG. We've beaten them on education, where our schools are teaching normal education, not political indoctrination. We've beat them on
Okay, again, the Republican presidential candidate, Ron DeSantis, here in Utah, really trying to capitalize in on our state at this point in the election process. So we'll go ahead and have ABC4's Elena Castro is there. She'll be doing a wrap-up of his speech and what he had to say here today.
And he also talked a little bit about the federal government, some of the complaints that he had, bringing up that he will have a new FBI director, assuming that he is elected president. But as you mentioned, Elena Castro would have more on that later on this evening. Stay with us. We'll be right back.